Welcome to today's Explainer. You know, when we walk down the street or look out our windows, it's really easy to think that human stuff, like roads and buildings, and nature are totally separate worlds. But actually, the reality is a whole lot more fascinating than that. Today, we're exploring the incredible, living, breathing puzzle that we all live in. We're going to look past the concrete and dive into the biological diversity that literally keeps our planet ticking. So let's get into it and meet the incredible animals and plants we share this Earth with.
Okay, let's dive into this. I want you to think about the neighborhood right outside your front door. Who else actually lives there with you? We aren't just talking about a passing bird here. Think about the busy squirrels starting around the local park, the birds singing in the morning, or even the tiny ants marching across the sidewalk. These guys are highly adaptable. They've figured out how to build their whole lives right alongside our daily commutes. They're basically our closest neighbors in this giant, shared ecosystem.
Now, you've probably heard the word habitat before, right? In science, a habitat is simply a special home that gives an animal everything it needs to survive, mainly food, water, and shelter. But what's wild is how perfectly balanced these homes have to be. Think about a big old oak tree. To us, it's just a tree, but to a squirrel, it's the ultimate home. It provides crunchy nuts for dinner and cozy, hollow hideouts to stay safe from the rain. If that tree goes away, that squirrel loses its whole world.
And speaking of trees, to really get how everything connects, we gotta talk about the true VIPs of our planet, plants. You might have heard the saying, plants are like the Earth's lungs. Well, it's absolutely true. They are the anchors of our environment. They do so much heavy lifting, giving us food, keeping the soil healthy, and creating homes for countless creatures. Without this amazing botanical foundation, basically none of the rest of the food chain could even exist. No way!
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly how that invisible superpower works. It's like a giant, hidden factory running 24/7. Through a process called photosynthesis, plants actively breathe in the bad air, specifically carbon dioxide, and they lock it away. And in exchange, they breathe out the fresh, clean oxygen that you, me, and almost every animal on Earth needs to survive. They are literally cleaning our air and keeping us alive every single second of the day.
But here's the tough part. This whole system is super fragile. When environments change too fast, homes are lost. And when we say change, we're really talking about habitat destruction. Things like chopping down way too many trees to build cities or polluting our local rivers. It doesn't just mean animals have to move. It completely destroys their neighborhoods. It cuts off their food supply and leaves them stranded. When we damage these spaces, we push these incredible local populations right to the brink.
Because losing these habitats is such a massive global challenge, the world has actually teamed up to fight back. The United Nations created these big initiatives called the Sustainable Development Goals, specifically focusing on two massive targets, protecting life on land and protecting life below water. It's a huge shift in global priorities. But making promises on paper is one thing. The real challenge is actually rolling up our sleeves and doing the hard work on the ground to protect these ecological zones.
Let's move to and see how this builds into real frontline action. Let me tell you a story that sounds almost like a modern-day fairy tale. Deep in the lush Amazon rainforest of Peru, there is an incredible indigenous community called the Ashaninka. They are known as the forest guardians, and they aren't just living in the forest. They are its protectors. Using centuries of deep generational knowledge, they stand on the absolute front lines, defending their home against illegal loggers and keeping this vital part of the earth safe.
Their story is a true hero's journey. Step 1, their beautiful forests were being illegally cut down and destroyed. But step 2, the community fought back. They didn't just accept it, they became the guardians their home needed. And step 3 is where the magic happens. They started repairing the damage by actively restoring the ecosystem. It proves something so important. When humans intervene with care and respect, we can absolutely reverse the damage and rebuild those destroyed animal homes.
And they didn't just plant a few seeds. We are talking thousands upon thousands of new native trees brought back to the landscape. The sheer scale of this is mind-blowing. By replanting on this massive level, they stopped the topsoil from washing away, brought the local water cycle back to life, and created tons of healthy air for everyone. They truly earned their title as real-life heroes for life on land.
All right, so that's a massive, forest-sized project, right? But wait, let's zoom way, way back in, because in nature, size definitely doesn't dictate importance. You don't have to be a giant tree to change the world. In fact, some of the absolute most important players in our entire planetary ecosystem operate on a micro level. Seriously, small actions have a massive impact.
Case in point, let's look at the humble bee. Did you know that these tiny insects are basically the glue holding our food system together? It's true. Bees help plants make new seeds, which gives us more fruits and flowers. They flutter from plant to plant, carrying pollen and doing a job so absolutely crucial that without them, our wild forests and our human farms would completely collapse. Every single creature, no matter how small, has a starring role in the biological theater.
So the crucial point is this: protecting our planet is all about respect. It's about recognizing that everything is connected. Whether it's the brave Ashaninka people defending the massive Amazon or a single tiny bee buzzing around a city park, we are all relying on each other. When we take responsibility and respect all living creatures, big or small, we keep our planet healthy. And guess what? A healthy planet means a healthy us. It's a win-win.
Which brings us to the end of our explainer. And to a really important question. Now that you know how it all connects, how will you be a steward of your own local world? Think about it. What small actions can you take today in your own backyard or local park to protect the amazing animals and plants that share your neighborhood? Will you step up and be an everyday hero for your environment? I know you can. Get out there and start exploring.